Hello, my name is Marcus Gorey. Today's November 21st, 2025. I just want to talk about maybe just life, man. It's crazy how you could be so sure that you want to do something for 1 second and the next one thing can throw you off and make you question if everything that you've been working so hard for is what you really want to do. Um, so I went through a bunch of contemplating and put a bunch of thought into it. And what I was putting thought into is whether or not I would come to college. College was a thing that I contemplated coming to over and over. Like, should I go? Should I do community college first, which probably would have been a safer route? Or do I just want to go and experience this college experience that everybody's talking about? Not only that, but just get connections and jump into the work, the work, I guess the workspace or things that are like associated with a workspace, early on, so I could just know what I'm getting into early to see if it's really the route I want to go to. So when you think of it, like when I thought of what I wanted to do, it was kind of natural to come to college. Like obviously I should go to college. Major, I'm a finance major. I should go to college, try to land a finance internship, and then do the internship, see if that's something that I would want to pursue or not. But that I've came to college is my first semester as a freshman. Yes, it's been fun. Yes, it's been cool. Yes, there's been a lot of experiences that I've never would have gotten if I stayed back at home. But now that I've done this and came for this first semester, I'm starting to question if this is the right choice. Because immediately after signing up to college, first of all, I had to throw away an opportunity. And opportunity was, so my community college offers a 2-year free thing of college courses so you could do your basics and get them out of the way. But I had decided not to do that so I could hurry up and come to this school. So basically paying money, thousands, to just come here. That was what I chose instead of community college. Do I regret it? Yes and no at the same time. Yes, because if I stayed and got it out, my basics out of the way, at community college, then I wouldn't have to come here and pay these thousands and things of that nature, and these other fees and meal plans and this room and the actual courses. I wouldn't have to pay for all of that at all. That would just eliminate the fee. But at the same time, I like the fact that I came here and didn't go the community college route because I wanted to get away from home. Like I wanted to experience what it was like to be on my own, make my own decisions, my own choices. I felt like I was overly reliant on my family, so I wanted to come over here and hopefully stray away from that and remove myself from that type of situation. I'm the type of person who doesn't like taking anything from anybody. I don't like asking people for stuff. I like getting through it and thugging through it on my own. Anything that people have given to me, I haven't asked them for it. They offered it. And sometimes I would say yes, but I would never directly ask somebody for something, not even for favors. I don't do that. But as I've grown up, I realized that sometimes you have to ask for favors, and these people for do that. That's how you get connection. As weird as that seems, when you ask for favors and stuff. And it's also like you need to ask for favors because other people don't care. They'll ask you. They don't care. They don't care about it. You just go and ask. Like they don't care about. They don't have the same mentality as me. They're gonna go ahead and ask for what they need because they're putting themselves above others at the end of the day. And I've learned that people don't care. So I don't know why I've had to stop, but I've always liked doing things on my own since I've been a child, because I don't know, it brings certain sense of happiness and fulfillment when you do something by yourself. But I think that's kind of harmed me more than it has helped me, because there are times when someone has asked me stuff that put me in unfair situations, and I let them walk over me just because I'm also the type of person who likes to help. And so I would be put in a bad spot. I would be here on level with them, but then they would ask me a favor that put me in a bad spot, and now I'm down here and they're up because they had help from the favor I helped. And then they ask me again, now I'm down here and they're up here. And then now I'm noticing that it's helping them elevate, but it's putting me on a decline. And it's like, that's not something I should allow further for myself. I need to start prioritizing myself. And so the more I've lived, the more I've learned is that sometimes it's okay to be selfish. There are moments where it should be your priority to be selfish, actually, because you should never sacrifice yourself or your own happiness just for a favor for somebody. I'm sure there's cases where that's not always, the right mentality, because there's always exceptions, but it's also like, specifically for me, I need to stop doing things that put me in a bad situation, but it puts other people in this high situation. And then, because I'll ask people for these same favors sometimes. I've actually done it before. I hate doing it. Usually I don't ever ask for favors, but I have done it before, have done it a couple of times, and then I just hate the feeling of asking a favor. But anyway, I ask a favor back, and these people have already asked me for many favors many times. Sometimes they won't even fulfill the favor, or that I asked them. They won't fulfill the favor, or they'll halfway try, they'll half effort the favor that I asked them for, even though I've put in all this effort to help you. When I do things, I like to do them 100%. So I expect that the same out of other people. But no, not everybody has this same mentality. I need to keep that in mind. That's something I'm learning. And, as I live, I'm going to learn to maybe ask more favors of people and see how I don't like using this word like this, but use people to benefit myself. But that's just something I'm going to have to work on. But anyway, since I've gotten here, I've realized how people act. Since I've gotten to college, and kind of drove me in sort of a spiral because I'm confused on why people act the way they do. Anyway, yeah, it's just the way people act is so confusing, because they'll act one way and then they'll completely switch the next day. It's kind of weird. It's just like, sometimes they'll act like a whole new person, and it's just really crazy to me. But I'll never understand it because I don't do that. I feel like I'm the type of person who will act the same all the time, and I know, and then when I don't act the same, people, like, let's say something happened, people can usually tell because I act very the opposite. So my personality is pretty straightforward, I would say. But if something throws me off, you'll be able to tell in the moment, because I'll go from being this, I don't want to say like happy and bubbly, but like, let's just say that I'll be this happy person, like I'll have all this energy, and then something throws me off and I'm just like quiet, just analyzing the situation. That's just how I switch. I don't know. But to get back on track to what I was saying, yeah, people act way different here. I don't know if it's the change of environments, but I'm pretty sure I did get warned about it in my freshman year. Some people, like, like it was like for my freshman orientation, the people were talking about, yeah, some people can put on a whole new personality. They'll put on a whole new persona like when they get here, because you could really become whoever you want. Nobody from where you're from will know what your real personality is like. So you can act like this whole different person if you so choose to. And when you realize that it's like that, you can't really put too much into people. You can't trust at face value what somebody is telling you. Like if they're telling you that they're this type of person, you can't take that 100%. You can't even believe how they're acting, like at face value, because they could be faking for real. But not everyone is like that. But I've seen a couple of people do that. They'll act like this, and then they'll completely switch in a second. But yeah, I don't know. The people here are just like, man, they'll switch up really quick. But anyway, I think back to what I was saying at the beginning of the video was that basically, so I had two choices: community college or go to school and pay all of this money. I just chose the route to go and pay the money and stay on campus, because I was like, I really wanted to go away from home, get my own new experience. And I felt like that was better than staying where I have been the whole life, even if I had to pay all that money while being away from home. I was like, at least I could be closer to being my own person. So that's what I ended up going with. I came to college, got an on-campus dorm, and I'm not gonna lie, it's worked for the better, because I've tried my best. I could have tried better, but I've tried my best to connect with as many people as I could, and it's worked well for me. It's definitely worked well for me, because I've met so many people. Some have done things to help me that I wouldn't other have help with when I was back at home. So I met people who have these valuable skills that have helped me grow and learn. And one thing that I really have done to push myself out there since I've come to college was really just speaking to as many people as possible, because I feel like I was this quiet person. Like back in high school, I was this quiet person who really didn't speak with as many people as I would have liked to. And the field that I want to go into, the business field, I feel like that's really something that you're going to need. You're going to need very personal skills, because you're dealing with people. So connections are going to be an important thing towards that. And it's like, if you don't really have those that soft skill to talk to people and communicate, then it's going to probably be a hard time for you. So that's what I've really pushed myself to do things that I'm not used to, like talking and getting out of my little bubble. And it's worked, I would say. I tried to join on-campus organizations that were within my major early, and that also went well, because now I've got, even though it's my first semester, even though it's a small club, I'm the vice president of outreach for this club, and so that's pretty nice. So me putting myself out there has had its benefits, but it's also like sometimes I question if I could have done these same things, or if I could still go into the field that I want to go to without ever coming to college and having to pay this much money for school. So it's like a love-hate relationship between the choice that I made. Like, I love that I decided to come here, because I met so many great people, and I know like that I want to be within the business space, in the business field. Because before I came here, I had no idea of what I wanted to do. I literally went between like 3 different majors, and then I've changed my major like 2 times. I think I went to biology. No, yeah, biology to marine biology or something to I don't know, but I've just changed it a bunch of times, and now I finally landed on finance. But before finance, I had business administration major. Oh, that's what I went to. So I started off with biology, then criminal justice, then um, business administration, and finally finance. And so I just went between all of these different majors. And back in high school, I was thinking, actually, I want to be a marine biologist. I was just seeing all these different types of fields to go into, and not really researching them, and just saying that, yeah, that's what I want to do, without really having an idea. Because I felt like I had to choose now. Like I felt like no matter what happens, I needed to know what I wanted to do. I just wanted to have that feeling. And so even without even knowing what I wanted to do, when people ask me, I would just tell them one of those things. So basically, all those different majors indicate like a period in my life of who I thought I was and wanted to do, but none of them were the real me. But I not only feel like I know that this business space is for me, because I just fell in love with it. So it's just something. It's a different feeling than when. It's a different feeling than when I was doing the other majors, and it's not like, and I didn't really have. It goes back to that research thing. I didn't really have an idea of what I was going to go into those majors for. I just saw something on them, I think, and it was like, yeah, that's what I wanted to do. Like biology, I was thinking doctor. Why? Because made money. Okay, doctor. But then I really taken to consideration if I'd really like that, and turned out to be a no. Okay, then I went to the next one. What was the next one? Criminal justice. I was like, criminal justice, because I want to be a lawyer. And did I really like that? Oh yeah, because I wanted to be a lawyer, and I was bad at math, and lawyers do a lot of reading, and I like to read. So I was like, oh, that's a connection there. Okay, that's what I want to do. I want to be a lawyer. No, I didn't want to be a lawyer. I just wanted money. And I was like, okay, so if it's just about money, then that's okay. But now, so much, it's not like it's about money. It's about what I want to do. I mean, money goes into it, of course, because money does, enable you to be content. But that's not really all I'm looking for. But so I just was connecting dots between, just hobbies, and then these majors, and then I was just I was just like, yeah, that's what I want to do. Um, did my other major, business administration. That was something that, okay, that's closer to what I wanted to actually do. I'm still not sure if finance is the major that I want to pursue, but who knows? I don't even know if college is what I'm really 100% going to do at this point. But I just know that no matter what route I go, I want it to be in the business as of this moment. So, but everything is susceptible to change. So it's like, who knows where I'm gonna end up going at the end of the day. Um, so after changing my major from criminal justice, I changed it to business administration. And okay, when I thought of the business administration, that was really closer to the field that I wanted to. But then once I heard, okay, then I was kind of like happy with it right there. And in fun fact, so like most millionaires, the number one major for millionaires, like they were business administration majors. So I was like, okay, well, if all these millionaires and all this money comes from business administration, then that must be what I want to do. No, man, you just want to be in business. And then, so this is, at this point, I start looking at the money part of it. And it's like, now I'm just looking for stuff that I'm interested in. So since I was young, I've always saved money. I've always been interested in money, how money works. And so I was like, okay, finance. See, that's another thing where I'm just taking hobbies and things I'm interested in and changing my major. So I changed it once again to finance, my current major. Now I'm more like happy with this one. this major because I'm interested in it still, but it's like I need to stop hastily changing my major. So I guess what I'm trying to say with this whole thing is do your research before you're changing your major, or do your research before you pick your first major. Make sure it's something you want to do. Don't let other people's asking you make you feel like you just have to tell them something, because it's fine to just tell them you don't know right now, or you're still figuring it out. There's nothing wrong with that. Just research what you want to do and really come up with a plan on how you're going to get this job, because sometimes you won't even need a degree for it. So but yeah, just come up with a plan. And yeah, so I just came out here to talk about my thoughts on college, my thoughts on what I've seen here at college, the way people act, the way that I guess the road that I want to go on, and what I hope to be in the future. I know it's to stay in the business space, but yeah, that's all I came out here to say. Hope y'all enjoyed this video. Like, subscribe, comment. All right, peace.